Scripps News national correspondent Alex Miller is live in New York with the latest on this for us. And Alex, I mean, the reaction to the hostage release has been jubilant on so many sides. What about the rest of the country? What's the latest?
I mean, people pulled an all-nighter. The release began around 8 a.m. Israel time, but people were in that hostage square all night long. There was speeches and people getting excited about it, but really they didn't let themselves get incredibly excited until these final moments when we started to see the hostages, because we've seen deals fall apart before. Family members have told me that they were so concerned that it would not actually come to fruition. And so we saw this morning, early morning U.S. time, these hostages be released in different groups. The morning started out with a prayer at the Nova Music Festival site. Hundreds of Israelis went there to pray ahead of these hostages' return around daybreak. And we're seeing these just incredibly emotional reunions. These families have crisscrossed the entire world, begging people to care about their loved ones, and now they are finally seeing them home. I want to show you a video specifically of Bar Cooperstein. He is a hostage that was released today. This is his father, who had an accident before October 7th and was left paralyzed and unable to talk. He's been working for the last 2 years to learn how to stand and to say a few words so that he would be able to greet his son. This is his mother greeting him. His grandmother has been all over this. There she is. She's a hostage survivor, a Holocaust survivor herself. She has said on numerous occasions that she would love to go into the tunnels on his behalf. So just these emotional reunions, you can see the level of pain that these families have been in for the last 2+ years. We're seeing children reunited with their father. Some of these kids were months old, 2 years old at the time of October 7th. So they have been waiting their whole lives, essentially, to see their dad. There were also 2 sets of twins that were being held captive, Gali and Ziv Berman. They were held separately, so not only were they released today to their family, who has been waiting for them, but they did not know whether their brother, their twin, was alive for the last 2 years. And David and Ariel Cunyo also released. Ariel's girlfriend, Arbel, was held alone. She was released earlier this year. And David's wife, Sharon, and his twin daughters, Yuli and Emma, they were released in November 2023 as part of that first deal. They have been waiting painstakingly for his return. So you were just seeing these really emotional moments that happened. And there was one interesting moment that happened ahead of some of these hostages released. The terrorists, Hamas, allowed some of them to FaceTime their loved ones ahead of their release. They were released in different groups from different parts of Gaza. And so that was something obviously we have not seen before, but obviously as you see these hostages come home, if you remember what they look like in their hostage posters that have been all over the world, they have been incredibly malnourished, so they are being checked out at area hospitals. We're waiting for an update from the chief nurse of Israel. She is set to give an announcement any minute now, but obviously they are going to be staying in the hospital for some time with their family members, Holly. They've set up these hospital rooms to not really feel like hospital rooms so that their loved ones can stay there with them as they recover from this 2-year ordeal. Obviously, they have these first medical checks, but there's a lot of long-term health complications that need to be assessed as well.
And Alex, as much as the world is celebrating that we potentially could see an end to the war, the Israeli hostages are coming home, Palestinian prisoners being returned, not all families are celebrating today. Why is that?
Well, part of this deal was that all living and dead hostages would be released by noon Israel time. We are very much past that, and Hamas has said that they are only releasing 4 people today, 4 deceased hostages. According to Israeli media, just in the last couple of minutes, 2 of them have been handed over to the Red Cross, but these are the 4. Bipin Joshi, who is the last non-Israeli hostage, he is Nepalese, Guy Aluz, Daniel Peretz, and Yossi Sharabi. Yossi killed in captivity. His brother, Eli Sharabi, was released earlier this year in one of the most disturbing releases that we have seen, and he has been traveling all over the world to get his brother's remains back. As those of the rest of the hostages. There are 48 in total, including 2 deceased Americans, young men Itai Chen and Omer Nutra. They are both deceased, killed on October 7th. Their families have been fighting to get their remains home. This is going to ignite, a lot of frustration. The hostage families forum already putting out statements after statements saying that they're not going to abandon any hostage. The mediators must enforce the agreement terms to ensure that Hamas pays a price for this violation. This is why this is so important, because this deal, Holly, is so incredibly fragile. Anything could change at any moment and restart the war. And so there's a lot of tiptoeing around that's happening. We know that Hamas has said in the recent days that they wouldn't be able to locate everyone. 4 is well under the number that we were expecting today. So lots to uncover here. We know that Israel has released more than 1,900 prisoners. Some of those that have been released, around 250 people serving life sentences for the murder of Israelis, the organization of terror attacks even 20 years ago. Some of these people have been released. We know that the list has changed every few moments with Hamas trying to get some of their top people out. Israel had some red lines of people that they were not going to release, but that list also includes people who have been detained since October 7th. A lot of them have been released as well. So this is a very fragile, very evolving situation, and while it is obviously an incredibly happy day for those 20 families, it's also a very bittersweet day, not only for the 28 families that are receiving or not receiving their loved ones back, but also all of those who had their loved ones murdered in captivity or on October 7th. A lot of wounds being reopened today.
All right, Scripps News national correspondent Alex Miller live for us in New York. Thank you for that update. We appreciate that.